Hi everyone, it's Lucy from Sweet Poppy Stencils. Thanks for joining me. With this video I'm going to be doing a beautiful, quick and easy Christmas card using the beautiful new mistletoe wreath from our 2024 collection. So to get started, I've got a lot of my bits already cut. Okay, so I've got my beautiful new mistletoe wreath stamp. What I'm going to be doing, or what inks are we going to use? So I'm going to use Fallen Leaves, and this is going to be the scorched timber. I'm actually just going to go around the edge to create my matten layer, and then I'm going to be using set 2. And I'm going to use a couple of the greens and the grey from it, nice and simple, nothing too complicated. So taking my greens from it, and there we go, lovely. So nice, quick and easy. So obviously I need my stamp, which is my mistletoe stamp. Got that already, and I got my platform. So let's be good to go. I'm just going to check that I'm in shot. Lovely. Nothing worse than stamping and finding the end I'm not. Fabulous. So pop them on. With that, I'm going to move it along. So going in with my VersaFine. Now what I will say is, when you use the wreath stamps, just make sure peel them back. So peel them back and roll them in, okay, so you don't get no air bubbles, because we've left the center in the stamp solely because, you know, if you take a centre out of a stamp, it sort of distorts it slightly when you're trying to lay it in a decent circle. It makes it a little bit too floppy. So gentle taps, making sure I'm completely covered, but try not to get too much in the middle. Okay. I don't want that to transfer onto my cardstock, which there's a chance it could do. This ink could really do with being juiced up again. Yeah, you can see the age of it. It's quite an old ink pad and well used. There we go. I think we've got all the bits. Now, because I've got quite a dry ink pad, what I am going to do is, just in case I need to go in twice, there we go. I know that's not going to shift, so pulling them round, and I'm going to walk it. To be quite honest, it's a little bit high up, but that's fine. See, I'm terrible for always getting my magnets up there. Could do with a little bit more inking there. So we're looking at that area. Really need to re-ink my ink pad. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. Okay, so lift them up and off, pop that to one side, And I'm just going to peel your stamps off, don't pull them off. Pop that to one side. I'll clean that up after. I need that for my sentiment. Okay, pop it to one side. Lovely. So we're going to give it a quick blast with a heat gun just to dry it. The only reason that I'm not putting anything on this as in embossing powder, I don't want it looking clumpy or losing any detail. I want it to be quite flat. So going in with a smidge of water, not much. I've got my watercolour pen. Now, as I've always said, I don't fill my watercolour pens up. I tend to prefer them to use them dry and use a little bit of water there. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of colour down there. So as I said, I've got meadow and moss, a little bit of the grey. And this is a nice, easy stamp. So all we're going to do is we're just, now you could, if you wanted, put a bit of colour there, okay, and then just drag that out if you wanted. So a little bit more colour and really pull it out and have it quite watery. I want more of a colour there. So watercolour cardstock allows me to take away if I need to. So just put in colour. And if I want to go in with dark colour after, then that's nice and easy to do, whether or not you want to apply a second layer of your watercolour ink. If you want to go in after with your pencils, it's completely up to you. And it's quite quick as soon as you start seeing the colour going down. If if you really do want to put the emboss on, I would say stamp in the colour ink that you want and then use clear embossing powder on the top. So we're just filling the berries in now, coming to the end of the berries, keeping it, quite simple. And I always find if we do the berries in the grey, then it seems to ping the berries out. So let's just quickly check that we've got them all covered. We haven't got any little stray ones. See, there he is, pinging out there. Wash my brush, just make sure that we've got all the little bits. There's always something that just pings out. Now, what I am going to do just a little bit of hazelnut. I'm not doing lots. I want it quite watery actually. I'm going to mix a bit of that green in with it as well. Just to take the starkness off. Just dragging it along. Not worrying that it's got to be completely covered. There we go. Perfect. So that's my mistletoe. So I'm just going to clean my brush off. Put that to one side. And then let's get that dry. So, a bit of cardstock, spare cardstock. I'm going to go with, just to stop it from getting everywhere, and I'm just going to go down and again. If you want a softer brown, then use your oxides, don't use the distress. Okay, so we've got our base and I've trimmed it up, and I'm going to put my sentiment along here, I think. So let's matte layer this. Let's get him mounted. So I'm just going to, just for quickness, I'm just going to use, move that out the way, Lou. I'm just going to use my runner. So just going to make sure that I get this equal. That's not too bad. Okay, so we've now got a white border around. So let's stick some backing on. One side a second, and my mount. So I'm going to go with the lighter of the craft card. I always prefer the lighter. So just for quickness, again, I would normally use double-sided and wet glue just to help position it, but it's just really for quickness, and it helps when you're sliding it into place. There we go. So we've got a little bit of white with our, or off-white, to match the craft card. Okay, I'm just going to have a little look at this, and I think, yeah, I'm going to put my sentiment there. So I'm centralising this. I'm quite happy. Am I happy? I'm just going to lift him up a second just so I can get it straight, because that'll bug me otherwise. On the other one I've gone with a little less of the cream, but that's fine. Lovely. Okay. So we're going in with sentiment. So I've got a little strip. It's about 3 centimetres by 8.5. So I'm just gonna stick this down. I'm going to use one of my sentiments. It's from Eat, Drink and Be Merry. It's a really lovely little font to it, and it just seems to give a little bit more elegance. So I'm just using the Christmas from it. I'm going to pop that on there, centralise it. Try not to get my magnets in the way. Lovely. we're going to go back in with the VersaFine Clair. Gentle taps, making sure I'm completely covered. Lovely. Really beautiful little elegant font. So I'm just going to quickly waft that so it doesn't smudge when I touch it. Pop that to one side. I'll clean that off after, and then going in with a little bit of matte and layer, making sure I'm getting the right side of my craft card. Okay. Lovely. And then we're going to 3D mount it again to match. So back in with my 3D mount. Snip a bit off, nice and easy. So yeah, I said it was a lovely, quick and easy little make. So take him off. Happy that he is gonna go. Let's use me eyes. So there we go, clear up my mess and my bits. Move these out the way. So that completes my Christmas make. Oops. There we go. There we go. So you could even go over the top with glossy accents if you wanted. If you want to bling it up, then, you know, your gems and things. But I think that's quite elegant. So thanks for joining me, and don't forget to tune in for future makes.